Hi Dollar Divas, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a side-by-side of high-end makeup versus drugstore makeup. I recently did a full face of the cheapest drugstore makeup I could find at CVS, and I'm going to take those products, I think most of those products anyway, and compare them to some of the high-end makeup that I do own and have in my collection. And it's been about a week since I've posted a video. I've been really busy. I just went back to work and I've had rehearsals and it's just been a little bit crazy, but I am back now as I should be getting into like a regular schedule now. And you'll notice my Christmas tree is down and I have like a new light curtain up. Yeah, I'm wanting to try something a little bit different. So you'll notice that's different. So of course, if you are a returning Dollar Diva, thank you so much for coming on back for another video. And if you're new to my channel, my name is Jessica and I'm basically a bargain makeup channel. What I mean by that is I like to make a lot of the same fun content that other makeup channels like to do. I just like to keep it in the bargain price point, so the closer to $1, the better. And of course I branch out a little bit and do videos that, you know, contain other types of affordable makeup, not just bargain makeup, kind of like the video that we are doing today. So yeah, if it sounds like you're in the right place, I do hope you'll become part of our Dollar Diva family here on YouTube. And without any further chit chat, let's just go ahead and get into today's video. I totally forgot to have my earrings on in that intro. Y'all, I've been back to work for a week, so that means I've worn earrings for like an extended period of time, and heavy, you know, I do have a pair of heavy earrings that I've been wearing, and my little, like, my ear holes just are a little tender at the moment. But anyways, so we're gonna start with eyebrows. So I also recently did, maybe, I don't know, 5 or 6 months ago, I did high-end makeup versus Dollar Tree or bargain makeup, you know, Shop Miss A, Sheen, that kind of thing. And so this pencil here for my high-end side, I think I'm gonna do my high-end side on this side right here, your left, my right, and the drugstore side on the other side. So this eyebrow pencil is from that video. I will have both videos that I've mentioned already linked down below, so you can catch up with those if you would like. But this is the Benefit Gimme Brow Volumizing Pencil. It is in the shade 3.5. It comes with a spoolie on the end. And I did find this, I think, at TJ Maxx, I believe. Then on my drugstore side, I'm going to be doing the e.l.f. Instant Lift Brow Pencil. This is in neutral brown. I really, really liked this because it was neutral. I don't have my nails done at the moment. I'm hoping to get them done next week. It's been so busy, I have not had a chance, or the wherewithal, probably, rather, to get them done, but I will be getting them redone. So like I said, high-end is going to go on this side here. I think these two products will be pretty comparable to each other. In my high-end verse, or Dollar Tree makeup video, I really liked this brow pencil. I think I compared it to an LA Colors brow pencil, I think. But I thought the results were just amazing. So there we go. So just a really nice pencil. It has like, it feels like a very, I don't know the best way to say this, like almost like a lead pencil. It has that type of a sound when it's going on to my, you know, my brows. Like it's not too creamy, which, you know, if you have been with me, you know that I don't really prefer a really creamy pencil because I feel like I mess up a lot. So now on my drugstore side, I'm gonna go ahead and take the e.l.f. pencil. This one also has a spoolie on the end, which I always find to be very, very handy. Like I said, I remember really liking this pencil. This one's a little bit creamier, but not super creamy. You know, it has like a little bit of that tug to it, which again, I like. I think the colors are just about exact, which means that 3.5 shade in the Benefit is neutral. Sometimes with Dollar Tree, I love Dollar Tree's brow pencils, but they do tend to favor a little warm. Of course, the Benefit pencil, if you get like a brow product from Ulta, you're gonna have like a lot of shade range. Can't really remember what the shade range was at the CVS for these pencils here, but yeah, see, very, very comparable effect in my opinion. So yeah, like I said, these pencils here, I think the shade, the neutral brown and the 3.5 in the Benefit, very, very, very comparable. And of course, a fraction of the price. This is a fraction of the price even buying this at TJ Maxx. This was probably, I don't remember exactly, but I think the original price of this was like the upper 20s. I probably got it for 12 or something. I don't even remember, but this at the drugstore is still gonna be, I think I picked this up for $3 or less at CVS, so still a fraction of the price. And you can see the color is exact, you would not know. Now I'm going to clean up my brows with concealer. We will of course use this later on to conceal under our eyes and stuff like that. For my high-end side, again, this was something I found at like Marshall's or TJ Maxx, because for that video I wasn't about to go get a full face of makeup from Sephora, you know what I mean? So I had some stuff, but I did want to save money, but I didn't want to spend hundreds of dollars to make that video, to be completely transparent. So this is the Stila Pixel Perfect Concealer. This is in the shade Light. So I will be using this to clean up my brows on my high-end side. And then for the drugstore side, I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild PhotoFocus Concealer. This is in Light Ivory. And like I said, we'll be using these to also conceal as well. So I'm just going to put some on a flat brush. This one here is from Dollar Tree. It's from Sassy Chic. It's just a brush like this. I like to clean up my brows with this type of a brush. If you've been with me, you know. So there we go, just a nice effect, and we will use that later on as well. So I'm cleaning off my brush, and now I'm going to go in on the other side with the Wet n Wild. I love finding makeup at places like TJ Maxx and Marshall's. That's really a great place if you want to like buy some like high-end makeup, but you don't want to spend like the like super outrageous prices. You can find high-end products for about like the drugstore price range at like those types of stores if you're unfamiliar. It's just so much fun to dig around. See, I feel they got a very comparable result. I would not know the difference. The colors are even very similar. So I think so far so good. Like I said, we'll use both of those a little bit later on to conceal. Okay, so I just went ahead and added some LA Colors eye primer on both of my lids. That way I use the same primer so we can really get a feel for the eyeshadows. So now moving on to eyeshadow. So what I have from the drugstore is this e.l.f. bite-size palette. This is in the shade Cream and Sugar. I use that in my full face of drugstore makeup video. And I think some of the same colors that are in here are also in my Urban Decay Naked Reloaded palette. So you can see there's some similar shades in there that I think we can pull from and get a similar look. I'll probably use the whole quad, so I'll pick the 4 shades out of here. So I think to mimic this shade right here, I'm going to go into the shade Blur, this one right here. And I'm just going to put that all over my lid, lay down a nice base. I haven't reached into this palette in a really long time. Now I'm going to clean off my brush, use that same brush, and I'm going to go one side, the other side. Now I'm going to go into the e.l.f. bite-size palette and go into that lightest shade right there and lay that all over my lid. I would say the e.l.f. shade is a little bit of a lighter shade. In fact, I may have gauged that poorly. To get the colors to match a little bit more, I'm going to go ahead and clean up my brush again. And I'm going to go into the shade Bribe, back onto my high-end side. That way I kind of neutralize this out a little bit. There we go. Oh yeah, I probably should have went with that shade, honestly. But it lightened it up just enough. This is really just a base for our other eyeshadows to go on. Okay, I'm going to clean off that brush. And I'm going to go into this shade right here. This is Endgame, that dark brown right there. This is just going to be a very traditional neutral smoky eye. I'm just going to put that on the brush. And I'm just going to use that same brush. I'm just going to smoke this out. Blend it real good. Of course, I made a mess, but that is to be expected with me. Okay, I'm going to clean off that same brush again. This is a Sassy Chic color switch, if you were wondering. And of course, I'm going to go into that dark brown shade there in the e.l.f. bite-size palette. Do the same thing on my drugstore side. See, it's like really every bit as much pigmented. The color is just about spot on. So now we're going to go into some shimmers. So there's really not like a match in here in this particular palette to match this darker shimmer shade. So I'm going to go into my other Urban Decay Naked palette. This is the Naked Honey. And I'm going to go into the shade HBIC. It's this one right here, the shimmery one, second one in. That's going to be on my high-end side, of course. So I'm going to go in with my flat brush, just like this. And I'm going to go into that shade there in the Urban Decay Honey palette. Put it on there. Then I'm going to spray my brush with some setting spray. And I'm going to put this towards the middle of my eye. I'll blend that line here in a little bit. Actually, I'll do it real quick. I'm just going to clean off the brush I was using and blend that line here real quick. Just so I feel a little bit better. So now I'm going to clean off that same brush really well. I'm going to go into that darker shimmer right there. Spray it, of course. And then I'm going to clean off the other brush again and just blur that line. The shades are very, very close. This one's a little bit warmer, but the quality, I'm gonna dip a little bit more into the e.l.f. Just bring it in a little bit more. There we go. The Urban Decay shade is just a little bit warmer, a little bit darker, but I think they're gonna end up close enough. So I'm gonna clean off that same brush, and now we're gonna go into the lightest shade. So I'm gonna go back into the Naked Reloaded, and I'm gonna go into the shade Angel Fire. This one right here. I used to be like obsessed with these Urban Decay Naked palettes, and there's several I don't have, but I've got a good amount of them. So I cleaned off that brush. I'm gonna go into the lightest shimmer of the e.l.f. palette. I think the only Urban Decay Naked palettes I don't have, other than some of like the smaller ones, like, you know, I'm talking about like the big full-size ones, is the Cyber. I didn't get that metal rock one or whatever they call it. I've seen it at like Marshall's and TJ Maxx several times, but never pulled the trigger. And I don't have like the smoky or the 3. I think I have pretty much all they've come up with. I don't know if they'll ever do one again. Metal Mania, that was the name of the last one that they did. Just gonna kind of blend. So the colors are a little bit warmer on this side here, but I would say the quality is every bit the same. So I'm gonna clean off this brush. I'm gonna just try to warm. So I'm gonna go on the drugstore side, put a little bit of that darker shade. I'm just gonna try to even these colors up a little bit. Clean it off again. Then I wanna go into that lightest shade there in the Reloaded, and I'm just gonna try to put that a little bit more, just kind of even the colors up a little bit. So I'm gonna drag that in a little bit there. I really should spray it, so let me do that. Okay, really lay that down. Okay, we're looking a lot more similar. Definitely the quality is so, in my opinion, extremely comparable. Like, that you can get, these are really nice little quality quads, I think. So I'm gonna wear just the same. I'm just gonna wear like a pair of lashes. I'm gonna use the Ioni Halflings from Dollar Tree. And I'm gonna use the Ioni Lash Glue and Liner in one because I don't have a pencil liner or a liquid liner to compare. So I am just gonna put my eyelashes and liner on, and we will come back and move on to the face. So I will be right back. Okay, my lashes are on. Like I said, I'm not comparing mascara, liner, or lashes today. We're gonna now just move on to the face. So for foundations, for the high-end side, I've got the Bare Minerals Original Liquid Mineral Foundation. This is the shade Soft Medium. And then I've got the Wet n Wild PhotoFocus Foundation. This is in the shade Bronze Beige. So we're gonna be trying these out. I really like the Wet n Wild Foundation. And then like I said, I used this in that, that video where I did high-end versus Dollar Tree. So I'm gonna use half of the sponge. I'm gonna do 3 pumps of this and go in on my right side. That might have been too much. I'm used to doing it for a full face. Oh, and I think we're gonna be okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna go in on half my face with this half of the Beauty Blender. I think I compared this to the Candy Moyo foundation from Dollar Tree, and the finish and everything was so similar. I think this shade was very comparable to the medium shade in the Candy Moyo from Dollar Tree. Now, of course, you know, where Bare Minerals or like, you know, even the Wet n Wild are gonna shine is having more shades than anything at the Dollar Tree. I'm a little lucky in that my skin tone's just very basic. It's not too light, not too dark. So there we go, we get that side done. So I'm gonna shake up this foundation here. This kind of has like a plastic like spatula attached. So that's the side there that's dirty. I'm gonna use the clean side over here and apply this. I do really like this Wet n Wild foundation. Like I said, if you need something affordable, e.l.f. makes a nice one from what I hear. I haven't tried it, I don't believe is it the Halo? No, not the Halo. I don't know, they have like a really nice foundation. I've never tried it, I've just heard good things about it. And then this here, I really like. I've personally have used a couple bottles of this, and it's really nice. I would say this color here is a little bit warmer than the one from Wet n Wild, but very, very comparable. The coverage, I think, is really similar, and the finish and all that good stuff. Like I said, just a slight variation in the color, which we will fix. So now we're gonna go in with the concealers again. I'm gonna go under my eyes. I really only conceal under my eyes. I don't really conceal much else. I might do a little bit around my nose, but I'm gonna go in with this under my eyes, and just, I'll do a little extra. There we go. And I'll kind of wipe off my concealer brush. Again, that that foundation, that Bare Minerals foundation I purchased at, I think, Marshall's or TJ Maxx, one of the two. Back in the day, man, when Bare Minerals first came out, I was all about it. I haven't used it in years, though, like the powder, you know, with the kabuki brush. I still have, like, my kabuki brush from, like, back in the day, too, and the concealer brush. So I'm going to wipe this brush off and get some of the excess concealer out of it. I sprayed a little bit of micellar water on this towel. So I'm just going to kind of clean it off. It doesn't have to be, like, super perfectly clean, but you can, like, see that it's, like, it's clean, you know. So now I'm going to put this Wet n Wild on my other side. I think the colors and the finishes are, again, very, very similar. I don't feel like I'm wearing two different concealers. In fact, I feel like the e.l.f. might even cover a little bit better. I don't know. Hard to say. No, they're very comparable. I do feel the e.l.f. maybe covered a little bit better, though, to be perfectly honest. Okay, so I just added some finishing powder. I don't have two products to compare, so I just used the e.l.f. This is the Prime and Stay finishing powder in sheer from my Full Face of Drugstore makeup just to set my makeup down. So we're gonna move on to bronzer and blush and highlighter as well. So for bronzer, I have had this for a while. This is from Too Faced. Again, another TJ Maxx find. This is the Natural Lust bronzer. It's a satin dual tone bronzer. I don't think they make this anymore, but this is like a beautiful product. It's just so, so pretty. And then I'm gonna compare it on my drugstore side to something that I really love from the drugstore. It's the Wet n Wild Color Icon Bronzer. This is in What Shady Beaches. So I think we'll get a similar effect with both of these. So I'm gonna go in with a clean brush to this bronzer right here, the Too Faced. And let's get some bronzing. This one really here, it's kind of hard to overdo it with this one, at least for my skin tone. And I just swirl everything together. So just a nice, very light effect. It's not the most crazy colored bronzer in the world, but then I'm gonna use a clean brush and go into the Wet n Wild bronzer. This one I might have to actually go with a little bit of a lighter hand. We will see. It's actually, oh, I went a little bit overboard. So the Wet n Wild is actually a little bit more pigmented, I would say. Let me clean off the brush just a little bit. I'm just gonna wipe it off, kind of get the excess. So like I said, yeah, the Wet n Wild is actually a whole lot more pigmented than the other one. But you know, I'm gonna have to just leave it because unless I can try to add some more, go back in with that other brush, maybe try to just add more of the darker shade just to balance it out for balancing out's sake. This one here is a little less warm as well, a little bit more on the taupey side. So as you can see that the Wet n Wild is a little bit, quite a bit warmer, and then the Too Faced is a little bit more cool and not quite as pigmented. So that's probably the biggest difference in products I think we've had so far. So I have had this for a little while. This is a Tarte blush. This came in like a, you know, like an Ipsy glam bag or an Allure beauty box or something from years ago. I've actually hit pan. I haven't used this in a little while, but it's the Amazonian Clay blush. It's a sample sized. And this is in the shade Party Dress. It's just this kind of muted color. I think when I did the drugstore versus Dollar Tree video, I did, I think I did an Ione blush to the NARS Orgasm X that I have in my collection. So similar, like spot on dupes, y'all. So this is the Wet n Wild Color Icon Blush in Mellow Wine. It's been around forever. This was in my drugstore versus Dollar Tree makeup video. So I swatched them both. See, they're very, very similar. I think on the, this right here is the Tarte and that is the Wet n Wild. I think on the skin, you're not gonna really notice a difference. So I've got two similar brushes that are clean. I'm gonna use one for the Tarte and then go in with the other one with the Wet n Wild. Okay, just a very nice blush. Nothing special, in my opinion. You can find plenty of nice stuff at Dollar Tree, but there we go. I try not to go overboard. I'm trying real hard. Now I'm gonna go in with the Wet n Wild. It's gonna look a little different just because of the bronzer situation that I had going on. Might add just a little bit more on my high-end side, so go in with that other brush. So I would say that they're very, very, very similar. Of course, I went probably a little bit stronger than I wanted to. But again, very, very comparable. You can see the shades are just very comparable. This, in my opinion, it's nice, but it's nothing special. The e.l.f., I mean, the Wet n Wild is really a very nice blush. So now the highlighters. I'm actually the most excited about this one here because in that video where I tested a full face of the cheapest makeup from CVS, this highlighter here reminded me of the Tarte Shape Tape Glow Powder. It's not a super like shimmery finish. So I've got the Tarte Shape Tape Glow Powder. This is in Sunlit. And then I've got, this is the Essence, the highlighter. This is in the shade Staggering. And they're not like super shiny highlighters. They're just very kind of muted. This one here on top is the Essence, and that one is the Tarte Shape Tape. So yeah, I knew immediately that this here is a dupe for this. Of course, this was probably in the 20s when I bought it. It's probably in the 30s now, and this is just like under $5. So I've got a couple clean brushes. I'm gonna use this one here for the Tarte Shape Tape Glow Powder. It's not like a super metallic finish like some highlighters, but you just get like a nice subtle glow. Now I'm gonna go in with my clean brush into the Essence one. They have a couple different shades, I think, of this and the Tarte as well. So there's that finish. There's that finish there. Yeah, like to look at them, you would never know. Very, very similar effect and very similar shades. Just one's a fraction of the price. So I did add some liner to my waterline. It's just something I got on either Shein or Temu. It's just a brown pencil liner. I did it on both eyes. So now I'm gonna smoke out under my eyes just a little bit, probably add a little inner corner highlight. So to smoke out, I'm gonna go back into that dark brown shade Endgame and just use kind of like a smudger brush, tap it off to not make a mess. There we go, just very subtle. Since this is such a tightly packed brush, I'm gonna wipe it off on my towel and get it, get it clean so you can see. It's getting clean, and then do it on my color switch again. The tightly packed brushes don't do great on the color switch, but it is clean. And now I'm gonna go into the darkest shade in the e.l.f. Bite Sized and just do the same thing on the other side. There we go. So now I'm gonna add an inner corner highlight. So I'm gonna go into the lightest shimmer shades. So the high end side, I'm gonna go into the shade Angel Fire. That's the lightest shimmer that we used. I'm gonna pack it on a little thin brush like this. Spray it with some setting spray. There we go, just to get a little bit. It's not a super shimmery effect, but just a little something to brighten up the inner corner. I'm gonna clean that brush off, and we'll be done with the eyes here. I'm gonna go into that lightest shimmer there in the e.l.f., do the same thing. That one's a little brighter because the shade is a little bit lighter. But other than that, if you were wearing all Urban Decay or all e.l.f., nobody would know. So now we're gonna finish off with lips. So I'm just gonna line my lips. I don't have a drugstore and a high-end lip pencil that are comparable shades, and I really don't have any high-end lip pencils. I have one random one from, I bought some Estee Lauder skincare, and how they always come with some samples and some extra makeup, but it's not comparable to this shade right here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use this is a Rimmel lip pencil. I don't know if they still make it. I've had this for years. It's like one of my favorites of all time. It's in Coffee Bean. It's the 3000 Kisses or something like that. It's all worn off, but I'm just gonna line my lips with this. I think this is the perfect lip liner shade. Okay, so now I've got two frosted lipsticks. So one lipstick I have is from Wet n Wild. That is what I used in my full face of drugstore makeup. But I found this. This is one of those things I have from buying Estee Lauder skincare, and I messed it up. It just came with it with some samples and stuff like that, like in a little like free gift, I guess you could say. This is their long-lasting lipstick. This is in Sugar Honey. It's a shimmer, so it's like a frosted lipstick. Mine went into the cap, so don't judge it, but that's what that looks like. And apparently I was right. When I made the drugstore video, I got this frosted lipstick because it was this is Wet n Wild. This is in dark pink frost, I believe. Because it was the cheapest thing I could buy at CVS, and that was my goal, to buy like the cheapest makeup I could. It just so happened to be a frost. And I was saying in that video, I hope frosts come back, and apparently they are for 2025. So I'm gonna go in with the Estee Lauder on the right. That's a really pretty shade. Like, it's frost, but it's not offensive. Now I'm gonna go in with the Wet n Wild. And Estee Lauder lipstick remembers it's like what I remember lipstick smelling like as like a kid. Now I'm going with dark pink frost. It's really not pink, it's really just like a nude. First of all, the color is almost exact. The Estee Lauder is probably a little bit creamier, and it may as well, and it claims to be long lasting, so it may last longer than the Wet n Wild, although Wet n Wild does make some really great long lasting lipsticks. I used to love their Mega Last lipsticks. But that is like, you would not know that I'm wearing two different colored lipsticks. I really like this lip color. It's a really nice nude. And with that lip liner pencil, it's like the perfect combo. But yeah, you would not know that these are in 2 different colors. So Estee Lauder, Wet n Wild. So Estee Lauder, this is probably a 20-something or 30-something dollar lipstick. Of course, I got it free with a gift set, but, and then this is like, I don't even think this, I think this was like $1. So anyway, there we go. So there is the high-end side. And this here is my drugstore side. So I think we got a really, really good result. And of course, let me know down below in the comment section what you think. You know I love talking to you all. I will have the videos that I mentioned as well as some other related content down below in the description box. Definitely give my other content a binge watch. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, definitely hit the like button. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.